Welcome to the casual experience.
Long before the octagon, long before the flashlight, long before the ring, there was an event called Dambe, where the fighters fight in sand, and he had the drums of the villagers beside them. On the 28th of June, we stepped into the velodrome in Abuja, where we witnessed history being played again onto us. And with me on the podcast, I have a man who felt the dust and the sound of the drums with me. Ferdinand, welcome to the podcast.
Well, thanks a lot, man. Seriously. Man, I would like to. That day was spectacular, seriously. Seriously, I saw everything that I actually wished for. It was value for time, value for everything, because this is our own traditional sports. These are sports that we all, majority must have seen somewhere, maybe in the street or somewhere, but they never had the opportunity to have the view, like live. And I got to realize that there were a lot of interest in it, but just because of the distance from it, because it's a northern sport, which is actually played in Niger, Chad, and the northern Nigeria too. So there was limits to it, but bringing it to Abuja was actually a good thing from the African Warriors.
The pictures we took that day, I saw how happy you were. You were all over the pictures we took. Everywhere you were, just from the beginning of the event to the end, you were shouting, rejoicing. It made me feel if that was your first time of watching Dambe.
Well, that was not my first time. That was my second time of watching it. My first experience was actually, should I say, a mistake. I was just coming out from school, and a couple of friends would be like, let's go and watch Dambe. I was like, Dambe? Okay, yeah, I've heard about it way back in Katsina, but I didn't really have that feeling for it.
You were in Katsina at some point?
Yeah, but I've heard about it there, so I didn't.
I watched it in Katsina. That was last year, 2023 or 2024. I was in Daura. Yeah. Daura. I saw them
rolling up their arms. And everything.
They're fighting. Yeah. Even though being born in Jos, I had seen them as a young man. Yeah. Seen them be incidents, seen them fight, them but I never. It was not as glamorous as African warrior fighting championship brought it to us last Abuja, right? Abuja, and it was so different. I love the organization, the packaging,
exactly,
the face off, making them look like superstars. How would you rate that event?
Well, already the event, I rate it 10 over 10 for me, because it would be
10 over 10.
Yes, because the reason why I give them 10 over 10, the tradition is a traditional sport. They've never had any opportunity or privilege to have a national stadium for themselves. It is a street sport eventually, where people can come up and watch for free, and maybe they might get some pennies from the street. Whosoever that feel like, you did well, we can come and take some penny from me. But this is the first time that somebody actually carried the Dambe up to making
them feel like superstars.
Exactly, and now they are proud, including those that won and lost. So because seeing themselves on international news and TV, and having to check Google and you see your name there, this is who I am, this is who I was, this is how my life was when I was still a youth. Like, I'm talking about the fighters. So
okay, but do you feel the culture, the Hausa culture, since this sport is predominantly based or from the northern part of Nigeria and some part of Nigeria, as you said, or maybe Chad as well. Did you see the culture into play?
Yeah, the culture.
What part struck you the most?
Was when Dogo Karkana was coming out.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. I love the drums, and he's a good dancer. He's a warrior dancer, really. For me, that was the first time when I saw the card, right? I picked him.
The fans reacted to his
his entrance. Yes. He's I don't want to say his theme song, but his coming out was nice. I've watched that over and over. I can't really count the time I actually watched that. It just is coming out, not the knockouts. But the Dambe played. He brought out the tradition of the Hausas, because the drums, the acapella, and the what's it called, the hands being wrapped up,
the gloves, the fists being
wrapped up, and being checked too, because there was one incident that happened in the north. I was in Kebbi. There was a fighter that wrapped bottle on his arms.
In his fist.
In his fist. Sorry. In his fist, and having to fight, he actually, the cut was just too much. So they had to check his feet and be like, come on, this is not a normal cut. It was too bad. They had 2000 they now. I don't know if you figured out when you noticed that they were checking
their
the
feet to see if they.
It's happened a long
something
time.
unusual.
Since then, they've not made such.
But that's why the sports needs to be regulated, and I love what the African Warriors Fighting Championship is doing to make sure there are rules guiding the game and all that. Like in this one now, I saw plenty of knockdown, not knockout. So they say if you hit your knee on the ground, maybe if you're knocked down, your knee touches the ground, you've lost that round. It was a 3-round event everybody had. But if you go down completely, that would be you've lost. Still talking about the culture of the people. The drums. I love the way the drums were sounded. I love the fact that the fighters must go to the drums first.
Yes.
Dance.
Yes.
Do some performances before coming to your ring. How did it feel to you?
Well, the dance in the drum is not just there for the crowd. The drum is there for the fighters. The form of giving them hype, boosting their morals to come up. You hype them, you hail them, you make them feel comfortable. These are warriors like gladiators. The Romans have the gladiators and the Greeks had the Spartans. So these are the form of hailing them and making them know that, I've got your back, I'm your fan, I'm there. Go and knock whosoever that is coming out. So that's why you see them. They will come up and raise their hand and do like this, and it's a form of.
I was surprised to even see women come out to watch them. I was thinking women don't partake in things like this. But on that day I saw women, even though they knew the name of the fighters, they were chanting their names.
Exactly.
Like one woman was so passionate about the fight.
I saw the lady, the lady.
I didn't know they have that followership as much as that.
It's here is even many people didn't actually know on time, because if they had known, people from Maraba, Nyanya, Duse, Gwagwalada,
would have come
to witness it down to Buhari, because this is what they watch on phone. Most people that don't really have that because of the distance, they can't actually come from their homes to the town side to watch. But since they now have it in Abuja, those regions will have the opportunity. So many people came from Kefi now
to watch the fight.
Yeah, there was a guy I sat with. He said he came from Kefi to watch.
How did you know about it?
Him?
Yeah.
He's online. He follows him online. So, I get to even tell him to follow the casual experience that day. He was very, very happy, And after this video, I guess most people will actually enjoy it, because see us talking about Dambe, our own sport. Not just AKO, not just UFC, not EFC, not whatsoever. Our own Dambe traditional sport. For me, it's mind blowing, and it's enticing, and it's nice for me to even talk about our own national traditional sports.
Let's talk about the organization of that day. How the event was organized, how it was packaged and brought to us. Did you think if you want to rate it, what will you score it?
I'm going to rate them for a start. I'm going to give them 8 first, but they did well in that.
They did well. I loved the organization. I love the fact that there was a screen,
a
drop-down screen on top of the pit.
Yes.
The last AKO went for the 2 AKOs. The one done at Pistis Event Center in Lekki. They didn't have the drop-down screen, and I didn't like the fact that you always have to look by your side, to know what's happening, because no matter how close you are to a ring, you will not there are things you cannot see.
Exactly.
So we talked about it last time. We were doing a post-mortem on AKO 8.
Okay.
You didn't have it on AKO 8. You didn't also see it on AKO 9.
Wow.
But now the Dambe had it.
Exactly.
It might not have been the best, but there was this feel of after each fight, the fighter that won will come out and say, look at how you performed in this fight. There was an instant replay. Imagine you looking at somewhere else.
Exactly.
So I love the fact that there was that screen.
Yes.
I didn't know that the African Warriors Fighting Championship could put up a thing like this.
Well, for me,
it might not have been the best of production, but I love the fact they made me feel as if I was watching a proper UFC event, a proper mixed martial art event.
Well, one thing I'll say about it is the where it was done. You can, like you said, you can actually view it from screen. I don't know if you saw the VIP down there. The VIP section was even perfect. They will view it more than us that we are closer to the sand. I really want to give them kudos and praise for that. They did well, having it in mind to have the first Dambe being done in Moshood Abiola International Stadium, which is in Abuja. It was for me. I can't really. There's no words to describe that. I was happy and more happier than anything. I don't know if you saw the other guy that went to hug the when was it Corona? When he knocked out the other guy.
Corona is the star boy of the. He's not the Ilya Tuporia of Dambe.
I won't.
I think in rating he'll be number one in the pound for pound.
well, not number one for pound for Dambe. Dambe has guys that
Corona, who followed him for a long time. You saw his coming onto the scene.
Yeah.
How he came in.
Yes.
It was everywhere shook. They knew
people liked him.
He was going to do something.
Yes.
I know before the fight he was raising his hand.
Yes.
The opponent was telling him, "Bring down your hand."
Yes,
bring down your hand.
I know. I saw that.
He assumed.
That's why they won
the championship. He assumed the champion before the bout.
Yeah.
And the guy was telling him, "Bring down your hand." And as luck will have it, or how powerful he was, he actually knocked the guy down. Right? He knocked him out.
Yeah, he did. He knocked him out.
He now came to the fan section. He was the only fighter that came to the fan section.
He was the fighter that I even dragged to take picture of it. I asked him, he said, "Yeah, no problem. We took a picture and everything."
He knuckled everybody. Yeah. Everybody felt him and all that. So he's the star boy of the tournament. No doubt. He's their poster boy.
Well, there are other guys that didn't come up in the Dambe, like Ebola. There's a guy called Ebola. Ebola, yeah. EBO, normal Ebola spelling.
You were asking the lady that came the other day.
Yeah.
There's one fighter you were looking for.
Yeah, Benlo, Ali Khan and Benlo.
I learned they are even two.
He does. I guess that's his brother, but I only know him because he's the star of
Maybe he's not registered with the African fighters.
I would like Ali Khan and Benlo to register for the African Warriors because he's a star. He fought. I'm not sure if he has retired. He has not retired because I watched his fight last month. He hasn't retired. I need to talk to him more because I saw him on TikTok. I want guys like that. He's a heavyweight, guys that can boost the name of Dambe because Ali is a big name. Even I saw most videos that soldiers are
he's looking very, very old now. No, he's old now.
Ali, if you call Ali, he will fight today, this morning. He will fight in the afternoon, fight in the night. That's how tough Ali Khan Bello is.
Okay, so looking at the card, which of the fights did you love the most?
Man, it was
how many knockouts did you notice?
I noticed 7 knockouts.
You know what is shocking about this Dambe?
Yeah.
Every time you're watching Dambe, you're expecting something to just happen.
Something must happen.
You were expecting someone to just get caught up in one wind of blow or something.
Yes.
So how many were able to do count?
I was able to count 7 knockouts.
There were 9 bouts.
There were 9 because
7 ended in
7 ended in knockouts. Yeah, but the most enticing one was the last one.
Man, that guy could not recover from the knockout.
Dogon Isia knockout Dogon Kadukano.
Man, he was comparing the fights now.
Yeah.
Like what Ilya did to
Charles Oliveira. Oh my God.
Man, he knocked the life out of him that day. They had to people had to come to the sand.
Yeah, it was I feel like it's all about age and experience.
But I have a problem with the way these guys are being resuscitated. I don't think it's a proper
way of doing it, right?
Yes, because if you watch modern fights like the UFC or the AKO, the ones we are used to, even the PFL, if somebody gets knocked down, there's a proper first aid being administered to the person, professional way. But this one, they were trying to force him to stand. Somebody has been knocked out. Maybe he fainted. I'm not sure the proper way is to jack him up immediately.
Okay.
He could
give up at that spot.
I don't know. What do you think?
My view is this is a sport that just getting international recognition as it stands, and with all justification of that, I'm not trying to say that they actually did the right thing, but what we're talking about now. I guess that I feel like they're going to see our videos and get more knowledge on how to resuscitate people in a modern way other than doing it in the traditional way. Because Dambe is no longer a traditional sport as it stands now. It's no longer controlled by the Northerners, by only Hausa sport, or because the Dambe originally is from butchers. That's Mainama. They're the ones doing Dambe before. They will just come after butchering meat. We'll go and do Dambe. That is just a form of showing each other who's stronger. Who's stronger? Yeah, it's not like it was originated. Let's just have this sport. It happened maybe by error, and they now took it up. Let's go and do Dambe. They always call them Dambe. So I feel like with this exposure down to having the fight in Abuja National Stadium, they will have more knowledge, and they will have more rules. because knocking somebody down and he might. There's always a possibility of him getting back up. So I feel like even that rules need to be adjusted, but I don't want the rules to be totally adjusted because that's the fun. They should not take the whole fun out of the Dambe. They should still
The rule is that if you get knocked
down and your hands is on the ground, you're done. That's the rule. Your hands or whether it's your knee, you're done.
You're done. You lose that round.
Yes,
it's a 3-round.
It's a 3-round fight. Yeah.
Yes. So if you get knocked down,
yes,
no problem. You can
get back up. Yeah.
Come back. So if you lose 2 rounds like that, it's over for you. But I'm talking about knockout. When you sleep,
you just sleep off. Yeah.
That's what the problem is, and the problem is the way they are being brought back to life.
Yeah.
Because at some point I felt.
That was not right. I also saw that too.
I was cringing that what if this guy
passes out, yes. Right? Yeah, I feel like the stakeholders they also witness and notice that because one thing.
Or do you think it's just a traditional thing? This is how the tradition allows for it.
Well, I feel the stakeholders and the owners are meant to compare both sides, the traditional way if it's quicker or the international way, or they should just have both sides. In case, because I wouldn't want them to just rely fully on the traditional stuff because this is the traditional sports, no problem with that. But they also need a helping hand since Dambe no longer stays in one region.
Yeah, even the every fight you see in the world has where it's from.
Yeah, it's from.
That's why MMA is like a margin of come together of every kind of fight.
Yeah, mixed
like
martial.
Like the Muay Thai. Yeah. The wrestling, the Kuroma wrestling, everything you see, people have them in their places and now came together to say, okay, bring in your best fighting skill and come together. Yeah. So I still feel Dambe has come to stay. We saw Luke Leland last time. We saw it on YouTube. How he came to fight, even though he lost, but he brought the game to international standard exposure. And the day of the fight, at the Velodrome, a clip was played of him. I loved the documentary done on him.
It was against Shagun Yellow, Luke Leland.
He in that video, he did a calf kick. I saw them kicking in Dambe.
The rules is you use your hands, your right hands. This is your spear and this is your shield.
Yes.
So the kick also is another form of strike. Because the other guy, I don't know, because when the other guy, what's his name? I forgot his name. When he threw the kick, people were like complaining that,
you don't kick.
Yeah, you understand? They were like, Anchepa one now, they were now speaking Hausa and complaining, But and I told the guy, I said, there's kick in Dambe now. So what about the one you're watching in
Leyland, in that video?
Yeah.
Leyland kicked the guy. The commentator say, a calf kick.
A calf kick.
I remember.
Yes, it's allowed.
Now in the promotion that African Warrior Fighters Championship, the African Warriors Fighting Championship did. I saw a kick to the neck.
Yes.
So I think kicking is
allowed.
It makes it more
right from. It's not. They don't. It has been there before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never knew. So why were they complaining at the stadium?
No,
the houses.
They were complaining that because they told them that these ones they're not going to allow the kick. It's something about the fans.
Yeah,
especially those from Guru Mada, they were complaining that they don't allow kick. They told them that there's no kick. That's why you've not seen anyone kick. So that's why the place I sat, I was just around the Guru Mada fans. They were complaining that there's no kick. Why is this guy kicking? That was fighting against that Yellow.
Yeah.
And I got to realize that was what busted Yellow's mouth open. The kick. Yeah.
Okay.
So they were not happy over it because the kick actually had a positive.
So
effect.
Apart from the drums, the supporters, the way it was organized, did you notice the houses in their camps?
Well, they have.
I mean, at the stadium there, did you see their houses in their camps?
Yeah. This is another form of. It's just like UFC, where you have different gym. Their own is houses. You have the Guru Mada house, you have the Arewa, you have the Kudu, the Kudu, and that's where Corona is from, And my number one guy, Corona, I'm a fan of Corona anyway, I can't hide it, And
there's so many pictures of you and him together.
Yeah, I like the guy. I like his excitement. He's a fun guy, just like Mirab. People that don't really want to take the fights too personal. They also want to have time to have fun with the crowd too.
Yes.
That's the energy, and that's when they start hitting the drum. You see, the guy that fought Yellow, they had to drag him from the drum because he was stuck there dancing, and I was like, this guy should go and face what he came here for now. He was drawn. Even the Dogon Karkana, his own took time more than the rest. They are enjoying his dance. I don't know if you saw. I posted the dance step. Yes. I like the excitement. I like the drummers. Drummers played the perfect role in that Dambe. They are the ones that build the energy from the crowd down to the fighters. Even the audience too. And they also have Sarki of Dambe. Yeah, which is Ali Khan and Benlo. He's the Sarki of Dambe assistants for the. But this guy, there's a guy called Dogo Metakosara or something like that. That's what they call him. He defeated Ali Khan and Benlo, and I guess he's now the Sarki of Dambe. So Dambe is just like the king of the ring, in boxing and everything. So he's also a international sport, so that needs to be recognized by the whole globally. It should not be just be in the West Africa and just the regions.
So that day we went there as casual experience. We went in our glory, in our usual way of going to events.
Yeah.
When we learned it was this fight was supposed to happen in Katsina.
Yeah.
But they brought it to Abuja. We already planned to go to Katsina for the event. So we've been to a lot of events, AKOs in Lagos. We've attended all of them since we started going for AKO. Yeah. Now it was the turn for Dambe, and we said there was no way we would not grace the occasion in our way.
Exactly.
And we came in our numbers. We've never been in this. We've never been in this number before because of the proximity to home. We were like 50 of us. Yes, 50 of us.
We are much.
You saw the support we gave, the presence, the excitement, and all that.
Yeah, it was fun. Like I said, whatsoever that comes in Nigeria, whether it's a promotion, whatsoever you do in Nigeria, there's always a form of 50% positive role you're going to gain in that thing you do, because we Nigerians, we have the numbers, not just the numbers, the interest too as well. We all are interested in building each other, because the Dambe serve as a mode of, just like the AKO. Many people don't know about AKO. Why do you think people go to AKO? Kamaru Usman, right?
Yes.
If it would have been maybe like a sport that people don't really like, cricket, do you think people would give a damn about it?
No, it's not. It's
Nobody.
Cultural stuff.
Exactly. Since it's a cultural stuff, and it has already gained weight in the north and northeast, north south. I mean, northeast, northwest, and north central, and the southern Niger and Chad too as well. Dambe has come to stay, and it has also come to replace. Because I don't be surprised you might see fans of AKO, EFC.
No, they were there. I saw the TMA guys at Dambe.
Sheikh was there too, and his crew.
At the gate, and his crew, about 5 of them on the other
Exactly. Don't be surprised.
So it's combat sports. Everybody loves. If you're into combat sports, you always want to watch another combat sport. But I'm looking forward to a time where I will see non-Hausas getting involved.
Yeah, they already guys.
Like somebody from the south, maybe an Igbo guy, a Yoruba guy, understanding what Dambe means and
getting involved.
Yes, just like you see them with the Muay Thai that from Thailand, and you see people from Europe or even America are participating. That are getting to say, what's happening here? Let me know how this is done. And we've seen them.
It's already happening in Dambe.
So I'm yet to see anybody from.
Why do you think
that
Luke Leyland came and?
No, he's just British who want to explore things. I'm talking about a Nigerian, like somebody from the south.
There are many Nigerians.
Like you now, I'll be surprised to see you there. Maybe you've done one house. Maybe Gudu.
Gudu Mada,
Gudu or Arewa.
Well, that won't be a bad idea, but I rather talk about it than to participate, because you know what I'm talking about. So,
I know.
So I don't become the highlights of it. But it's going to be a nice experience, because it's like we said, in every tradition, Nigeria is a diverse country. So this is a 19th century sport. Up to this day, the sports still remain the same, and new explorers are going to get involved soon. Because bringing them to Abuja, don't you feel like most people will be like, I want to be involved. I also want to appear on this screen too, and I also want to be interviewed. After, I don't know if you noticed, NTA was there.
So a lot of media houses
and they interviewed all the houses and everything, and it was fun, And maybe people were like, I don't know where you were videoing. The guys were in front of you were fighters too as well.
Yes.
Although they didn't fight, but it's also drawing more attention from it, because what the casual experience is doing now, we're also trying to bring more viewers and more those that actually have interest in participating for the.
When the guy, the CEO Maxwell Carlo, he was here, he said the fight will go to Lagos,
Yeah.
will go to other parts of
all part of
other parts
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yeah.
I am expectant.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to see this fight go around.
Yeah, it will.
Go around
It will.
Nigeria.
South, southeast, southwest, north central, northeast, northwest. This game is here to stay because in a family, I always use these words. There are always one crazy guy that always feel like, yeah, I'm stubborn in this family. So many people from the south might love this sport. I'm not just talking about this. I know that many people from the south side of Nigeria, including I'm talking about in south, southeast, southwest. Most especially the southwest, they will love this sport more than in anything. So I feel like taking it to Lagos is going to gain more ground due to the commercial city Lagos is and Ibadan, which happens to be the border region of.
Finally, what's your own personal takeaway from Dambe World Series?
Well,
in one sentence or two.
Okay. Okay. Because the words are just too...
Okay, where did they not get okay, let me ask this question. Where didn't they get it right?
I know.
You score them 10 over 10.
Yeah, that's why it's hard for me to... I'm trying to picture where he's bad. That's why it's taking me time to even picture it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just... Okay, I have one. Mm-hmm. It's just the... first of all, the security. They should actually have a way of making sure that hoodlums are not allowed to come in and harass other people, because we saw some horrible incident whereby some guys were accused of theft, which was not supposed to be like that. And I want the organizers should to make sure those that actually coming there to make it look horrible. Because it's scary, I like a sport whereby I can go there alone and come back alone and nothing will happen to me. I wouldn't want a situation whereby I go down to participate in such sports and I'll be scared of my... Once I enter, I'll be scared of going out.
Yes.
I want it to be like football, whereby win, lose or draw, we are still good. There is no form of doing what we just witnessed in the pitch outside, because you'll be like, I saw you laughing at me. We'll meet outside. I wouldn't want such to happen. So that's the only flaws I have. It's
that means there are no flaws then.
Yeah, exactly.
One point is that since this is the very first edition, this is Dambe World Series, maybe 1.0 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think they did a lot. They actually did a lot
for the first
years, and there's always room for
adjustment, right?
Improvement. That is always. I'm really happy with what they did, and I'm so impressed with them.
I'm more happier than you, seriously.
So like we do here, the casual experience will always be there. There's an event coming up anytime soon.
Always.
I think we'll always go.
And one more person, the musician, she did well. Yeah,
she did well.
She did well too.
And also that the cultural troupe.
Yeah.
Apart from the Dambe drummers, there's a Nigerian cultural troupe that performed.
Yeah, the traditional dancers, right?
Yeah, they were on the drums. They didn't really dance, but they were just on the drums.
They are trying to build the momentum,
something away from the traditional Hausa drums where you hear something else.
Don't be surprised, you will see the Igbo masquerade getting involved in it. Sure. That's where the diversity starts.
This could just be the fire factor Nigeria is looking for.
Exactly. If you can actually share your culture with you, that means it's valid.
Yes.
But if you can't share it, it's restricted. That means there's problem. But this one, they're looking for more people to get involved in it. It's going to be like very soon. It's going to be like sections, whereby like PFL regions, whereby this person is from southeast, southwest, southwest. No, not different promotion. The same Dambe fighters from different houses from southeast, southwest. Will now compete against like a national league. Yeah, northeast, northwest, and north central.
That idea could be left to the organizers of Dambe. They know better than us. Well, guys, on this note, we thank you for watching. We know you always subscribe. When you watch, please subscribe, share, and like this particular episode and other ones we've watched. Your regular host Toby is not here. I, Ucheya, sat down for him today. Ferdinand, thank you for coming forth. Talking about Dambe.
Thanks.
You can see the excitement is still there. You said something about a guy that wants to be part of Dambe. You met yesterday. You were telling me.
Yeah, he said he wants to be wants to be part of the stakeholders, wants to get shares, and he will also like maybe have an experience in watching the Dambe and maybe giving the fighters little tips, those that won, I like Dembe. I've not felt this excitement during the the UFC, EFC, and all of that stuff. I just feel I feel like these are our own. That's why I don't know. Why am I becoming too selfish
So
in this?
maybe hook him up with Maxwell Carlo.
I'll try to do that.
And tell him somebody else wants to be part
I
of
hope so.
your Dambe.
Seriously, and mind you, he's from Niger.
Okay, this one there.
So that's good.
All right, guys, this is where the episode comes to an end.
Yeah.
This is the Casual Experience MMA podcast. We cover all forms of combat sports: boxing, wrestling, mixed martial arts, Dambe, name it, and we bring it to your tables. Until we come away again next time. It's your wrap, yo.
Welcome to the Casual Experience.